What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Today, we have a live stream, members live stream. Shout out to the 4 members that came on. There's plenty other members. Some couldn't make it. Shout out to Rome One More, channel member in the building. Well, feel free to come on, Rome. We only got 5 on the screen. We're allowed up to 10. Shout out to you. All you gotta do is look in channel post, and it should be there. Today we're gonna talk about the hot topic. Let's start with the hot topic. Is my audio good for you guys, everybody?
Yep.
All right. Zach Ertz, I want to get all your takes on the screen, and shout out to everybody in the chat too. Give me your takes. Merrill Reese says that Zach Ertz is looking like he's going to be traded to the Bills in the next couple of days. What is your take, AK Eagles 88?
Listen, man, I love Ertz. You know, I grew up watching him play. I believe all of us have. You know, he's cemented himself as possibly the best tight end we've ever had. You know, but it's time to move on. I understand it, and I'm ready for it. You know, it's been way too long, and you know, I'm all drained from the Wentz trade. So, you know, this has been going on for about a month now. Like, let's just get it over with. You know, whatever we can get for him, I'm okay with at this point. You know, it's better for him and it's better for us. So he needs to know where he stands at this point, and so do we. So.
Yeah, man, I agree. Bergang 31, what's your take on the situation?
Yeah, same thing, man. I think it's time for him to go. It's the Goddard era. Need to start now, and Zach did great. You know, I do feel like he might even lost a step, you know, since the Super Bowl. So, you know, just let the young bucks play. You know, Zach doesn't want to be here no more. We don't need anybody that don't want to be here no more. You know, so whatever we can get, let's just get it. Move on.
Victory.
Yeah, like the guys mentioned, this is something that's been long overdue. But whether the reports are true or not, that's something else we got to talk about, because there was a report earlier yesterday, Thomas Peterson, saying that it came out of Kaplan's mouth. I can't remember his first name for the moment, but he responded back, saying, where did he hear that from? Because it wasn't from his mouth. So there's even discussion about, is this really happening? Is it just the media just trying to push it for a story? Or are the Eagles really working in the background to get something done to get Ertz out of here?
Yeah, Eric, you want to finish it off?
Same here. I mean, it's try and salvage what you can with the relationship. You know, he's been great here for a decade. So, you know, do what you can. Move on.
Yeah, man, I agree. It comes to a point where it's like, we've been hearing this for a long time. I don't think we're going to be able to get it done. Shout out to Jalen, another channel member, who said it's funner in the chat. It's not going to happen. Ertz isn't going to take the pay cut to get traded. That's what's holding up the deal. He's getting cut. And I think that's where we can find ourselves. I think if we roll into training camp and the blood is as bad as it gets, you could see the Eagles possibly cutting, because, yes, Zach Ertz will offer us something as a weapon, security blanket for Jalen Hurts, and just a great player, especially if he's trying to try out for another team. But you also got to understand that his money is part of the reason why we want to trade him. We need to fill some other holes on the team. CB2 everybody wants, and just the fact that we didn't sign Landon Dickerson yet, and there's money situations. What if a guy goes down in training camp and stuff of that sort? So we have to have a little bit more money, and I think that's where Zach Ertz come, especially with Dallas Goedert trying to make a impact this year, because it's a contract year. And so that leads me into my next thing. I want to ask you guys, who do you think has the biggest, who do you think benefits the most this training camp? Who do you think is going to ball out this training camp and make a name for themselves, I should say? We'll start with Victory.
I would say the aforementioned Dallas Goddard with Ertz, his position in question. I'm pretty sure he's going to want to ball out to show that he deserves to be the number one guy.
So you got Dallas Goddard being the guy who makes the most impact in training camp leading into preseason to start the season.
Yeah, I think he has a lot to prove. There's been a lot of talk, can he do it? Is Ertz really the man? Should he be staying in Philly? And no one's even giving him the benefit of the doubt.
That's true. Eric, who do you got stepping up to start the season?
I'm going to say Jalen Reagor. With the injuries and just the way it went last year, first round pick, he's got to prove something this year.
Yeah, he's definitely one that when you just look at first round pick, who was picked after him, and Justin Jefferson, just fighting with people on social media, looking like a little bit like Nelson Aguilar when it comes to mindset. He got to overcome that, and I think he's due for a big year too. Bergang, who you got stepping up on the team?
Probably have to go with Quez, man. I was a big on Quez last year. As Matt, he didn't get too much playing time, and from the videos I've been watching, man, he's out there busting his tail off, working with Hurts and looking really fast. So I think Quez is gonna make some splashes this year on the receiving core.
Hey, I like some Quez Watkins. Pause. Hey, chat, let me know the one player that you think is going to step up throughout this training camp and preseason. It could be a defensive guy as well. And AK, let me know your guy.
I'm going with Ertz. I have him emulating Carson Wentz's second season. So
emulating the second season, the MVP type season, you're saying?
There you go.
Yep. No, I made that. Actually, Joe has the Snapchat of it. I did like 3,400 yards. I think it was 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions to 1,018 yards rushing to 6 rushing TDs.
Hey, he does that. I'm going to be very excited about that. Shout out to Nina. Says hit that like button, y'all. Definitely hit the like button. We got 58 people in here already. Hit the like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. You got a couple people in the chat talking about Jalen Hurts. Rome one more channel member. Wish my guy could come through and come on. But he said Kenneth Gainwell. He got the low-key 5th round draft pick running back out of Memphis who a dual threat. I think he can emulate a Nyheim Hines type role. Use him in the slot out of the backfield. I'm not ready to give up on Miles Sanders' receiving ability. You look at the rookie season. Wow, what great hands he got. You look at the sophomore season, it's a little bit lackluster with some easy drops, some concentration drops. Some to blame on Carson, some to blame on Miles. But he was nicked up. And that's the one thing I need Miles to prove to me. We saw him average 5.3 yards per carry. We saw the home run hitting. We saw him be able to run through the tackles and honestly be that goal line guy. He's not going to run you over, but he has a nice sense of agility and some bulldozerness going on at 209, 211. But the main thing is, can he stay healthy? He played 12 games. That's it. So he missed a couple games. And I think whoever's going to be the back, Nick Sirianni in this offense is going to utilize the run. We were talking a little bit backstage. The RPO for Jalen Hurts in the run game is going to be deadly for the simple fact. Just look at the Saints game as an example. Now, teams are going to key in on it, but in that Saints game, we killed them on the ground between Hurts and Miles Sanders because the RPO was so deadly. You fake it to Miles, linebackers drop up. Jalen Hurts either runs or has an easy completion. You don't do it, he's stiff-arming Malcolm Jenkins for a 75-yard touchdown. So I think that's going to be a staple of the offense. I'm not saying Nick Sirianni is prone to doing that, but I think him being a smart guy, X and O's, you're going to have to utilize that. There's no reason why, whether you like scrambling quarterbacks or not, you don't look at Jalen Hurts and say, listen, one of his best qualities is his escapability, play action, and the fact that he's willing to take a quarterback design run. And so you got to utilize that 100%. But I like all your guys' takes. Shout out to Rome One More with the Kenneth Gainwell. Jalen Williams coming in with the Dillard will have a good camp because they'll make it look like he's better than what he actually is doing for his confidence and change the perception of him in case of trade situation. Yes. You definitely gotta salvage what is left of his name. And he's got a bad rap. I'm going to get y'all takes on Andre Dillard versus Jordan Mailata real quick. But here's my take on it. Andre Dillard showed some signs his rookie season. And then between going to right tackle because of the injury to Lane Johnson, getting demolished on the right side, losing confidence, then getting hurt. He's had a rough couple 2 years. How do you guys feel about him stepping up and actually fighting for that job and starting over Jordan Mailata? Or do you think Jordan Mailata's, taking over that spot? Go ahead, Eric.
It's going to be a tough one. I mean, I'm sure we've all listened to the press conference. He's feeling strong, and he has to because Mailata did a lot last year considering where he came from. So, I mean, it's his job to win or lose, essentially. I mean, he's the first round pick, so he's got to prove that he can be that first rounder, or we know where that's going to go.
Yeah, I agree. When you look at it, we saw Jordan Mailata pretty much win his battles off of pure strength. He does have some things he still got to watch, as Jalen Williams would tell you. Towards the end of the season, he started showing some concerning, not the end of the season, but there was a part where he was getting beat up a little bit too, but he still has just the raw talent. Jeff Stoutland, one of the best O-line coaches there. I'm not ready to give up on Dillard though, and I think iron sharpens iron. I think this is going to be a great competition, and like Jalen said, regardless, you got to bring up positive media support if you're going to end up moving them, because every and any team can use a left tackle. Most quarterbacks are right-handed. That's your blind side. That's a great movie. Shout out to The Blind Side. But you got to take care of that, and he will be extremely wanted around just because of his size and what his potential could be being a young tackle. Shout out to Burman951 with the $5 super chat. Chris Sims made a top 40 tight end list. He has Zach Ertz at 43. LOL, shaking my head. Great show, Mike. I don't know if you're joking or not, but every time I hear Chris Sims, I'm like, bleh. You know what I mean? Simple and plain. But Victory, where do you stand on the whole Mailata versus Dillard, especially this training camp?
Listen, I think Mailata did more than enough to earn that spot, and that's his to be taken away from. And if I'm not mistaken, they were drafted the same year. And the experience level there's a vast difference, and Mailata was still able to come on top and still able to play a full season. Dillard hasn't been able to prove anything, so I don't know why anyone should even give him any kind of benefit of the doubt. Just because he's a first-round pick doesn't really mean anything.
That's true. That's true. So you're saying you didn't like any tape that Andre Dillard put on his rookie season when he came in for left tackle for Peters, not anything he showed on the right side, because that was absolutely gruesome.
Well, I'll look at it this way. From his beginning in the NFL to when he last played, he still has the same issue that he is not being able to correct. He can't handle a bull rush to save his life. Until he can prove he can do anything on the line, we can't just assume that because his confidence is built up or because he did whatever he needed to do that automatically because on the field that's going to translate. We won't know anything about Dillard until he's on the field. So I don't think that anyone should give him, like I said, any benefit of the doubt. So we see what he can do.
Well, I'll definitely give you the fact that he's still got to earn it because of the fact being in the league for 2 years, only shown a little bit of upside on the left side before kind of being humiliated on the right. Him saying it's like writing with the opposite hand and then coming out and throwing up some stinkers. But Charlie, Queen, and Jalen said, Charlie said he's been in here 1 more year, and Jalen said he's been in here 2 more years. Regardless, you got a 7th round pick who was a rugby player going against a first round, highly scouted college player. And remember, we moved up in front of the Texans to take him because the Texans really wanted him. And Nikki's coming in with a good point. Regardless who wins, a battle at the left tackle position with two guys who are starter caliber, that's a good problem to have. O-line depth is very hard to come by. Ask the Chiefs. They lost some people. They lost the Super Bowl. I mean, it was as simple as that. But I do agree, Vic. It got to be earned. It got to be earned. And so with that being said, Bergang, can Andre Dillard earn it and beat out Jordan Mailata?
Man, I'm hoping it's for a good battle for sure. I think Mailata's a lot bigger, isn't he? If Mailata could continue to do what he do, man, he had a good year last year. You know, I think like they said before, Dillard gonna earn that. You know, I don't like the fact that he came in soft. You know, you gotta be this Philly. You know, you gotta be strong and be ready to earn your spot every year. So he seems like he got his head on, but I want to see a good battle in camp. But as of right now, I have to say Mailata should be the starter going into the season. If anything changes, it'd be for a plus for our team. So
here we go. Finish it off, AK. Let me know them thoughts. Dillard, Mailata.
Listen, man, it's going to be a good battle. All right. I will admit that. But this is the way I look at it, and this is what I said on one of my videos a couple of weeks back. Dillard is a first-round pick. Mailata's a seventh. Dillard's been playing his whole life. Mailata's been playing 5 years. And in my eyes, Mailata's already, if not as good or better than Dillard, who's been playing his whole life. So I don't even know why we're having this discussion.
There you go. I like that. I like that. I do want to add this in, and shout out to the chat. We got 72 people in here. Hit that like button, and also chat. I want your take. Just say Mailata or say Dillard. Who do you think? Let's not talk who you want. Who do you think come day one will be starting at the left tackle position? Give me your take. I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to try to remember as many names and as many takes because I want to know who's the starting left tackle come day one, Mailata or Dillard. Let me know in the chat. And it looks like on the panel, we got Victory with Mailata. We got Bergang with Mailata. We got AK Eagles with Mailata. And Eric, I think you think Mailata too, right?
Yep.
So, you know, if I co-sign, we can have a full screen. But I'm here to tell you, put some respect on Andre Dillard's name. But I'm still gonna pick Mailata though. And Jalen's coming in with a good take. He said, I'm gonna wait until preseason because that's where you get to see the action. And I think they're both gonna see heavy action because you want to go with your best guys after Jalen Hurts had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. As long as we're healthy, you know, and we can pick the better player at left tackle. You know, I say this in every live stream, and I'm gonna keep saying it because it's the truth. When the right side is fully tacked, Lane and Brandon, we win 80% of our games. That just goes to show you how dominant this O-line can be when we're healthy. But let's look at the chat real quick. So we got some Mailata. Mailata will be OT1. Nikki coming in said it will be Dillard. Duh, we won't have a first round. Hey, she's making a point there. If Dillard shows any signs, you know, as long as Howie Roseman got his hands on it, it's picks and money over anything. So that could be Mailata's definitely winning. Dart said I hardly know, but Mailata's killing it. BA, shout out to you. Mailata seems like the better athlete. Oh yeah, I mean the dude was a rugby player. He's used to juking people and running through people. I don't understand why we don't let him. Say it again, Eric.
Have you ever seen those rugby?
I'm gonna go with the dog, but they ran off.
You're good. You're good. What were you saying, Vic?
Did you ever see any of his rugby videos?
Yeah, I mean there were some small people, but he's flinging them.
Yo, he looked like a monster carrying 3 people at a time. That's wild.
And so why not goal line stands? You need 1 yard. Hey, yo, switch the jerseys real quick, Mailata. Come back in and run it through. Fullback style. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Chaos the Filthy, another channel member, a great channel member. Hey, Chaos, you definitely got to come through. My bad. The last 2 times you were available, I definitely just couldn't get it done. We're going to start doing this at least once a month, especially when the season's close. We got close to 50 channel members, some Sixers supporters, some Eagles. So, we'll filter through. But listen, shout out to AK Eagle 88. He has his own channel called the Eagles Uncensored Podcast. And shout out to Bird Gang 31 with the green screen back there. Normally he has, some fire images back there. He has a channel too. All you got to do is type Bird Gang 31 in the search bar. But again, shout out to everybody who let me know, Dillard or Mailata. It was close. I'm lying. It was Mailata. So, other than that, I want to go by each and every one of you and ask you guys, left tackle, we're going to throw out if that was your pick. What is the most interesting position battle for you guys going into training camp? We'll start with Eric.
That's CB2. Is Maddox going to prove that he can play outside again or play any outside, or is he going to be stuck inside? Is, Zach McPherson going to stand out? That way, there's so many guys down there that we just don't know what they are.
Yeah, that's true. Real quick, shout out to Cosby Bell. We talked about that a little bit in the beginning. The Zach Ertz thing. Merrill Reese said it's like almost imminent that the Buffalo Bills will trade for Zach Ertz. There has been no details of the trade. I looked into a little bit past what Merrill Reese said, and the Bills content creators are quoting their beat writers saying that this is looking pretty legit. You know how we have the Tim McManuses and the Jeff McClains reporting this, that, and the third. They got their beat writers who I don't really know, but they were feeling pretty confident in it. So I'm definitely interested to see. I'm definitely going to be interested to see if it comes through. I think we got to get something though. But like Jalen said, trading for him, that means they got to take on that 7-8 million because Ertz ain't lowering his price to help the Eagles out. No doubt, no way that's happening. And so shout out to Eric with he said CB2. That's definitely something that everyone's talking about. Just to stay on CB2 real quick, we do have another corner that nobody's talking about, and that I don't know how to say his name. Shaquille Taylor, I think it is. He went to Kansas in college, was signed by the Indianapolis Colts. Right after the season ended, we end up signing him. It was like how we signed Trevor Williams that day. He never played for us, but right after the season, we signed Shaquille Taylor, cornerback. He fits the mold, though, at 6'1". Shout out to Gate City. He actually did a breakdown on him. Let me just change something. I don't know why my internet is like that. Gate City did a breakdown on him, and we're not talking about him as a possible candidate to fight for the outside. We got all these young guys in Meadows, Josiah Scott, who are really slot corners, Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, and we talked about Michael Jaquette. CB2 is concerning. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though. I don't know why this is doing this. Am I freezing on your guys' screen?
It's a little slow, but not that bad.
Yeah, no.
Really. The kids, man, every time I tell them to stay away from something, I know they're downstairs doing something they shouldn't. But go ahead, AK Eagle.
Energy from earlier.
AK Eagle, what's your most interesting battle going into camp?
Man, there's so many good ones, dude. Like, there's so many, but I'm going to go with an abstract one here and say safety. Because Rodney McLeod, this is probably his last year. So I want to see what Johnson's got. I want to see what Kayvon Wallace has got. Harris, I'm not sure how long he'll be here. So, I want to see what these young guys got. And hopefully we can solidify that position this year with our two young players right there.
Yeah, that's an interesting position. You know, we went up and got Andrew Adams, some depth. We signed Anthony Harris, Kevon Wallace in year 2. We still got Ronnie McLeod. Who knows how he'll be after the injury? But it's definitely going to be an interesting position. You know, Vontae Maddox played some safety, but I doubt he'll ever go back there for the simple fact we're desperate for corners. Anybody, just you got a CB tag, we're going to take you for now and try you out. But that's interesting. So we got CB2 from Eric, and we got safety. So we're staying in the secondary, which is definitely worrisome. I do want to shout out my guy, Jalen Williams, another channel member. Shout out to the channel members in the chat. He said running back by a mile besides Sanders and Gainwell, everyone else can be cut, and that's facts. Off the waiver wire, we signed Kerryon Johnson. There's a reason he was waived. Health problems. Jordan Howard, is that stinger still there? I mean, he's been hurt for 11 straight weeks with a stinger. And then you got the guys like Boston Scott who signed a cheap tenure. Running back's going to be interesting to see who actually makes the roster, because I think they're only going to hold maybe 4, 3, 4-ish. And you do got the Adrian Killens and Holyfield still, but most likely they won't get a shot, you know, with them not being able to get a shot last year and we adding people. But go ahead, Vic. 3, let me know your most interesting positional battle.
We already talked about the left tackle position, so I won't go there. But I want to say middle linebacker. I'm pretty sure that's still left up in the air. We got Bradley and we got Taylor going at it this offseason.
Middle linebacker. So you feel confident on the outsides and just talking about middle, or you just really mean linebacker in general?
Well, yeah, linebacker in general, because like I said, we got a toss up and we don't know who really our middle linebacker is going to be. We have a lot of undersized guys. I think we just got someone from Minnesota recently, a couple of months ago. So no one really knows what's going on with the linebacker position. Everything's still a toss up.
Yeah, I will say this, though. They did say, I hate when people text me long things. They did say that Eric Wilson will be the Mike. So he looks to be the middle linebacker, the first shot. Now, TJ Edwards might get a shot and all that stuff. And overall, I like the youth we have at linebacker. It's still up in the air if these guys can legitly take number 1 roles. But I think with the versatility we got, you got to maximize training camp and preseason to really see who's going to go out there and fit, because Sean Bradley, he could be the thumper. TJ Edwards can be a thumper. Eric Wilson, more of a cover guy. Davion Taylor, probably more of a cover guy. You got guys who can probably get around the corner and get sacks, and Jannard Avery, who got transferred to linebacker. Jacoby Stevenson, the rookie safety out of LSU, now is a linebacker. So it's going to be interesting how they play that. But here's the thing. The same way the NBA is a 3-ball league, this is becoming a passing league. And you're going to see, if you look at what the Eagles did last year and you look around the league, nickel and dime packages are skyrocketing it up. Back in the day, early 2000s, when you had the Brian Urlachers, the Ray Lewises, 4-3 defense, there was a lot of base 4-3 defenses where you kept 3 linebackers on the field. Nowadays, I would say 70% of the time we're only going to have 2 linebackers, which is like, yes, because the less linebackers we have, the better for our coverage, most likely, depending on how these guys turn out. But that's definitely the two positions that everybody talks about is cornerback and linebacker, and I think rightfully so, definitely rightfully so. And so, Bird Gang, go ahead and let us know yours. You're like, dang, they took all the good ones.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the 3rd and 4th receiver spot. You know, we already know Rager's gonna be in there. We're gonna know Smith's gonna be in there, but who's gonna, step up and claim those spots? Like I said earlier, I'm looking for Quest to do big things. You got Fulgham. I haven't really seen too much of him this offseason, but we got to see what he can do. So, we got a couple other youngsters back there. I'd like to see, who's going to step up and take that spot, that 3rd, 4th receiver spot. A lot of PT in our offense, so.
Yeah, the receiver spot is definitely I think it has upside, but it's like who's going to really take the roles. Devonta Smith and Jalen Reagor are there. But now Travis Fulgham, a fan favorite for 4 weeks, we like him. But is he going to get that that role? Greg Ward Jr., old reliable, is he going to get that role? JJ Arcega-Whiteside, who we all hate, still, it's Nick Sirianni's a new coach, and maybe he brings some. Listen, I am not advocating. Go ahead, Eric.
I almost said J-Jaw for the breakout in training camp, almost, just because it is a new coach, so you never know.
That's going out on a limb. That's the hottest take of the year. But I will say this though, the wide receivers, John Hightower, the way he fell off at the midway part of the season, the way Quez picked up, who's going to get the edge to get more playing time out of the two low-end receivers? Now, I call them low-end receivers, not saying they don't have upside, but Eagle organization probably looking at them lowerly than what we do as fans. They do care about the draft picks, and they want to make their vision work. JJ has that second-round pick tied to his name. To me, I hate it. If it was up to me, I know it was up to you guys. It's like, bro, you showed everything opposite what we want to see as a Philadelphia Eagle player or receiver. You couldn't get on the field healthy-wise. Personal things took you off the field. And when you're on the field, it almost like you wasn't. It almost looked like you were playing for the other team, running into our players. But at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni, wide receiver guru, no banana routes, he could look at him and say, listen, I watched tape. You stink, but I'm going to give you an opportunity. And so we have like 7, 8 guys, and I think receiver will be a position we hold more at. And so that's what I want to ask you guys as we transition. How many receivers do you think we'll keep on the roster? I'll go last. Eric, how many do you think we're going to keep total on the 53-man roster?
I'm going to go 5.
5?
Yep.
That's good.
A little low, but I think we'll keep 5 solid ones. And then I don't know if they keep they're keeping the same rules from last year, so we might be able to float some up in the practice squad.
There you go. Let me ask you this before I ask anybody else. If we keep 5, give me one surprise cut, or give me one person that you're cutting.
Probably Hightower. I mean, he did have a couple long balls, but Quez is a little more elusive.
There you go. My man said it first. He said he's keeping JJ Arcega-Whiteside over John Hightower. I'm just kidding. It's all good. Hey, you never know. Hey, we come back to never say never, but if there's anything tagged to that I can say never to, it might be JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
But hey,
Hey, shout out to you. Go ahead, Bird Gang. How many receivers we're keeping?
I see 6 or 7 maybe. Yeah, I think we're gonna go a little heavier just because none of them have really stood out to make. You might be having one guy play more one week, the next guy play more the next week type thing. In that back half. So, and depending on injuries, you don't want to lose any of these guys. I just see 6 or 7 probably.
All right, I hear your 6. 7 is a little out there, but at the end of the day, I think.
What other positions we keep more of, on offense, or running backs or not, how that works out.
I hear you. AK, how many you got?
6.
6. Vic?
Yep.
6. It's going to be quick because as soon as training camp starts, that door's going to be left open for JJ to walk right back out.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat that's saying 6, and shout out to Joshua. Pretty interesting thing. He said Bradley in the middle, Singleton at the Will, and Wilson as the Sam. Not too shabby. I do think Wilson's definitely going to get the first crack at the middle, though, just because knowing Jonathan Gannon, and I think they already talked about that. But I agree, 6, for the simple fact, 6 is not the outlandish. It's not 7. But listen, when you have so much youth at a position, things can go wrong. Things can get a little bit too much for people. And so at a position where you have a little bit of upside, but also have question marks, I would keep more. You know what I mean? Keep as many linebackers and keep as many receivers as you can. Same with cornerbacks, because it might be a revolving door in the sense of we can't really find that, go-to third receiver. We can't find that legit CB2 or backup to CB2, or we can't find that steady outside or inside linebacker. And so having more at them positions give you more versatility and just more able to keep guys that do have upside that you can keep in your building and get right. A lot of young coaches, and I think because we're making a transition to young players, these young coaches are going to reach them. I had Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor on the channel, and they both spoke, really highly of the energy. Now, these are young guys, and I don't know if the vets feel the same about it, but the young guys definitely like the energy. A lot of people in the chat were saying 6. Aiden said JJ Arcega-Whiteside need to play tight end because he's good at blocking. And I hear you, but here's the thing: blocking 185-pound cornerback is different than blocking Von Miller. 230, strong, quick, and you got to start with your hand in the dirt. You know what I mean? One more, another.
Hey, look at Jordan Matthews. He's out there moving the tight end.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Tebow, if Tebow can do it, I guess anybody can really do it, right? We about to see Tebow. Tebow time.
I'm interested to see what happens with Brandon Jacobs, because I heard he's playing DE now. There's a couple of teams interested.
I don't think anybody was really interested. I think he tried to put it out there, though.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if he gets picked up, though.
Jalen said, I think 6 also for us to add a bigger body wide receiver for competition early in camp. Yeah, man, remember, we did have Trayvon Grimes, who suffered them injuries and stuff. He said, don't be surprised if we don't sign a cornerback 2 until around final cuts from another team. And that's what I think a lot of people are also sleeping on. You see, the Steven Nelson hype is up there. And I know we all talked about Steven Nelson, whether it's on your videos, in the chat. But, Richard Sherman's another guy out there, Brian Poole, Garyon Conley. But final cuts might let another veteran go. As Richard Sherman and these guys are sitting out there, there's a guy who on a roster who just might not make it because of age, style, money-wise. You never know. So you don't want to just sign Steven Nelson right now. I'm not saying not to, because if you don't and someone picks him up, you could be playing guessing game and not get nobody to be let go that's worthwhile. But you do got to pay attention to a lot of things going on, and training camp's going to be interesting. As we talk about cutting people, there are teams that are legit in every position. Like, let's be honest. If somebody on the Ravens secondary or the Rams secondary or the Cleveland Browns secondary, I'm just naming secondaries that have talent right now, Miami Dolphins secondary, if there's people on their secondary getting cut, it's not because they're legit booty. It's because they're not better than Xavier Howard and who's the Dallas Cowboys guy that went over there? I forgot his name.
No.
What is it?
Wasn't it Jones?
Yeah, Byron Jones.
Yeah,
So you know what I mean? They're not better than Byron Jones or Xavier Howard, and maybe their slot corner, so they get let go. So you do got to keep all that in mind. It's just as we sit now, we're like, dang, it looks real lonely over there opposite of Darius Slay. You know what I mean? But we got time, and that's where training camp and the actual preseason allows you to evaluate things a lot easier. Don't Trip said, y'all sleeping on Richard Sherman. I'm definitely not. I'll take him for 1 year. He may be old, but who do we got other than Slay better than him? Nobody. He would be a good mentor. I agree 100%. Don't trip. I won't be tripping if they picked him. Shout out to Freestyle in the building. 6 receivers, 3 running backs. I see you. So, we talked about the position battles. We talked about Zach Ertz. I keep looking at my phone waiting for the ESPN alert. He got traded, even though I know he's not going to get traded. Let's talk a little bit about coaching. Shane Steichen, how do you guys – that's the one coach that doesn't get talked about as much as, Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon. You know, we love them. We feel the energy. How do y'all feel about Shane Steichen? And I'm gonna give you something to go off of first. You don't have to actually go off that. You can say your own point. But Miles Sanders at his first interview to the media was smile from cheek to cheek, pause, talking about Nick Scheichning's energy and the fact that he's bringing back, you know, the running back, the HB screens, but they're designed better, you know, like the screen game back to Philly, and it's going to be executed right this time. He kind of elaborated on, but give me your take on Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator. I mean, well, he was the quarterback coach for the Chargers and Herbert's first year. Let me know what y'all think, starting with AK Eagle.
Yeah, man. You know, you saw what he turned Justin Herbert into, you know, and you can only imagine what he can do with Hurts, you know. But I believe this offense is going to have a lot of screen passes, a lot of short yardage, 5-10 yard passes. You know, let our stars do the work for once. You know, not hold the ball 5-6 seconds, go 40 yards downfield. You know, wait for it and bomb it. But you know, I think we're going to be smarter. Hopefully, we see a lot of two back sets too. I'd like us to inquire that a lot more. That'd be sick. But all in all, man, when it comes down to the coaches, you know, that's the one thing I harp on the most, and that's why I think we are going to be successful is because of the energy these guys bring. You know, you hear the players talk, you hear the coaches talk. You know, if they can keep this energy up for the next 4 months, man, that's going to be awesome. And, you know, I just feel that because they're a younger coaching staff as well, you know, compared to Doug's coaching staff, they're able to get down and they're able to actually run routes and show them physically what they want them to do, not just mentally tell them what they want. You know, like I made the point a while back, you know, I'm a visual learner, you know, you can't just tell me what you want me to do and then do it. I can do it, but I'm not going to do it 100% the way you want. And other than you show me, you know, if you can visually show me how to do something, it's a lot easier for me to do it. And I believe a lot of the NFL players are that way. So when you can visually show someone what you want them to do properly, you're going to get a lot more out of them. So, you know.
Yeah. Before I go to victory, shout out to Jason. And listen, there's, you know, I was okay with the possibility of him coming back if we can't get nothing, talking about Zach Ertz to get a compensatory pick and just have him compete at a high level. But it looks like the bridges have been burned too much. And shout out to Peter. That has to be part of the process. Don't want to say that because that hurts my Sixers part of me. Give Sanders 18 plus touches a game. That's a must. Whoever's in the RB1, RB2 need to get touches. But Vic 3, let me know. How do you feel about Scheichning? Or however you say his name.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know how to say either. But it goes along with what Coach Sirianni was saying. He's trying to play to the player's strength and do what's best for them and try to like take away their weaknesses. And that's what he did with Justin Herbert. Like Herbert shined out there. You didn't see any inaccuracy. You didn't see anything like that from him because he got him in a position where he was comfortable. He got him in the plays that he can get him into a rhythm and get him out there early. You know what I mean? To take over a game. That's only going to benefit us, especially with a team as young as we have now. Our line is old, but our skill position is very young. And, you know, we're going to need someone like what we have now, like they were saying, going through practice. We're learning on why we're doing this play and why we're running these routes. It's more expansive than what Doug was saying. Doug was more of like, well, you're a pro. You should know what you're doing. You should know what you did wrong. Now, you got to kind of tell someone what's going on so that way they know how to go forward. And I think that's what Sirianni and everyone else on the squad is going to do. It's only going to benefit our team.
Yeah, to elaborate to your point real quick before I get the other two in here. Yeah, and Rob Motti talked about that yesterday on the live stream, how Doug is a great leader of men, but I don't think him and the coaching staff were great teachers. And I think what we brought in this time is not necessarily, I'm not saying they're not great leader of men, but the thing that got them the job, the thing that, you know, raised eyes to not only the Philly fans, but maybe a Jeffrey Lurie was the fact that they put teaching and the process and the game plan before anything. The game plan, I mean, all coaches do. But the fact is that we're not going to build an offense that I believe in, that I can teach these guys. We're going to build an offense around these guys and teach them in the process. And I think that goes a long way with just, earning the respect for the guys to be the leader while showing them, look, you do a lot of things great, but there is knowledge I want to pass down to you. He did speak very highly of Brian Johnson, and I want to talk about that with you guys. Not only the connection we all know he has with Jalen Hurts as a youngin, but also just the fact that, people around the NFL have their eyes on him and like, wow, this guy's a great presenter of information on what coaches should do with their players. But let's get Bird 31 in here real quick. Let me know how you feel about this new offense in the OC. But go ahead. Before you do that, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 140 in the chat. Do me a favor, hit the like button. It's easy, it's free, it don't cost a thing. Hit the button. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Bird Gang. Let me know.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be very high-powered and explosive. I think they're going to actually get back to running the ball. With our offensive line, that's going to make everything easy for Jalen to get the ball out quick, for our young playmakers to score a lot of touchdowns this year. I see a lot of big plays coming from the Eagles this year, from short yardage plays, middle of the field plays, and I see him throwing some deep bombs there too, to Quez and Rager and Smith, So I'm excited to see how they, put it all together. But yeah, like the energy, it's going to be good for these young guys, keeping them fresh, keeping them going, motivated to, score more points.
Hey, shout out to Paul. Now, I don't think this is confirmed. We would have already seen it already on Twitter. It would have been all over the place. However, I'm going to remember that, though. If this happens, man, I'm going to have to give you a huge shout out. He said it will be Eagles sending Ertz in a 2023 7th-round draft pick to the Bills for their 2022 5th-round draft pick. That's pretty, in particular, if I even said it right, which you're defining what the trade's going to be. So interesting. But before we get Eric in here, Jalen said, honestly, I hope it's not an overcorrection based off of what the old staff was not. Yeah, I'm not saying the old staff couldn't teach nothing. I just think that, player development was really lacked. And I'm not going to give J.J. Arcega the benefit of the doubt, but there was other people who didn't go to their level. So hopefully this coaching staff gets it done. But Eric, let me know. Last but not least, how's this OC going to do for us?
I'm liking the relationship from the previous years, where every one of the coaches, OC, DC, and the head have all worked together at some point. And I think that the OC, he's gonna really shine. I mean, he's got the talent behind, to run with. So, and he's creative, and with the energy you guys have all been talking about, I think it's gonna be a really exciting season.
Yeah, and that's why, a lot of people come in here, the other fans and some more Debbie Downer Eagle fans. And I totally understand if you're a Debbie Downer, you know what I mean? We just came off a 4-11-1 season. But the question marks we have, they can easily go south. Like Nick Sirianni maybe bought off a little bit too much. Maybe he's a little nervous on the sidelines. Great mind of what he wants to do, but he can't implement it the right ways. Maybe he's calling plays a little out of order, early coach nerves. Jonathan Gannon, same way. We have young players who are going to be put in crucial areas. CB2 might be a young player. Left tackle, whether it's Mailata or Dillard, still probably the weakest link of the offensive line. Let's look at the wide receiver group, where you're going to probably have a rookie, a second-year man, and let's just say Travis Fulgham starts. A guy who only really shined for 4 weeks. So you got, maturity issues throughout your roster, and then you don't got the vet guys in the locker room when it comes to coaching to really lean on. And although you might love their energy and their leadership, when things start to get rough, you're like, and then that's when when the heated arguments come in. You always look at a rookie coach like, who are you? What did you do? You know what I mean? Especially a guy like like a Fletch or a Darius Slay. So it's going to be interesting how this team comes together. And that was worst case scenario. You know, that could get us only 5 wins, 6 wins, but there's an upside to it in the fact that, you know, maybe Nick Sirianni is who he's at least explaining to us, you know. And one thing I didn't even talk about was health. That's been a problem forever, you know. So if the health goes our way, Nick Sirianni is a little bit more prepared. The young guys step up to a level that not super exceeds what they do, but it's what we thought they could do. And then we get help from what we're going to send out there that is the veteran part of this team, the D-line, the O-line, you know. That's where we're going to get the vets, and that's what's going to win us football games. The O-line is going to make everybody on the offense better. Hurts got more time. Receivers got more time. Sanders got holes. Defensive line, if they do what they do with adding Kerrigan and Fletcher being healthy, well, now the CBs have less time to guard. Gannon, who swears he's going to disguise stuff and do things, a CB like Michael Jaquette, Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, you got safety play over there. You offer bracket coverage. You put Slay a little bit on the island because you believe in him more. You disguise thing. You make the offense think. Like, let's be honest. There have been times where Ben Roethlisberger on 4th down, he just lines up. What are the Eagles doing? Easy, audible, boom, touchdown, we lose. You know what I mean? Like, we put our defense out there, and Jim Schwartz has a good scheme if he has the right personnel, minus the stick defense. You know what I mean? I never agree with that. But Jim Schwartz knows what he's doing, but you need the right personnel. But to make my point, if the D-line does what they do, Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby were pretty darn good throughout the season. They got beat up in the Super Bowl, but throughout the season, they were good. Why? Because our D-line was deadly, you know?
Yeah, and if I could, I just wanted to touch on Jalen's point about the overcorrection. I don't think it's more an overcorrection. It's more the fact that Doug wasn't the type of coach that can get in tune with his players. Like, he wasn't vibing with the younger players. You see Nick Sirianni, the coaches they brought in, they're personable with the players. You know what I'm saying? They want to have the conversation. They want to be with them all the time. Doug was a little bit more standoffish from what he was told. He wasn't as open as the way it seems now. Now we have a coach that's open to all the players to come. He's more willing to talk to them, have conversations with them, go through plays. Doug didn't seem like he was about that at the time. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they made that switch.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And that's why, you know, when I hear Eagle fans optimistic, I agree. I had myself around 8, 9 wins just because there is question marks, but the question marks turn the right way. This team can, you know, take off and surprise some people, but the main thing got to be health. Simple and plain. It's crazy, you know. Our D-line was 3rd in sacks last year, and we upgraded and we got healthier. Offensive line was bad, we got better. And it really comes down to Jalen Hurts, and that's what I want to switch the conversation to. I want to know the chat's confidence level in Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna give some people over and unders, and I want to get y'all take. Let me know, chat, what y'all over and under will be on this. We'll start. I'm gonna go to Eric. Over or under Jalen Hurts 24 passing touchdowns. Over or under?
Over.
Over. Do you have like an amount you want to say, or are you just good with the over?
I'm going to say around 28.
Yeah. And that's the reason I took it low, because I do think he's going to have a lot of rushing touchdowns too. A couple, you know.
But if everything clicks with the receivers like he's been practicing with them in the offseason, I think it could definitely be 28.
28 ain't bad. You know, I mean, Carson had 33 the year of the MVP and missed a couple games. So, and we did get an extra game. So 17 games, not too bad. I like it. AK Eagles, over under 24?
Over 32.
30 passing touchdowns only. 32 passing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts in 17 games.
I believe, bro. I believe.
We believe.
Dude, listen, man, you have to look at what all this man went through last year. You know, with everything with COVID, not having an off season, not even expecting to start. You know, let's all be honest, no one thought he was going to touch that field last year other than what we were using him for, just here and there, you know. And he was thrown into something that he was not ready for, and he made the best out of it. In the last 4 weeks he played, we had the second overall offense in the NFL. I mean, he was successful, but he didn't shine because collectively as a team we suck that bad. So it's hard for just one person to shine, you know. But that's what I'm saying. It's a whole different team. This is a really good offensive line when they're healthy, and we all know that. And I don't even know why we're doubting it. But I'm telling you, dude, like this kid's gonna be something special. And how calm, cool, and collected he is. Like, dude, he's already mature beyond his years. Like he's only gonna get better, and he actually puts in the work and the time. Like all this off season, that's all this kid did is work. So I mean, you can only get better from that. So
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Jalen with a great statement. 100% Vic. Average age of the team went from 30 to 25 in a span of a year, which is major. Demographics different when it comes to connecting with the people. And so that's true. That's definitely true. We got a couple people saying over. Shout out to my guy Eagle has landed. We got some under CMP. Here's my take real quick before I let y'all. I said 24 over and under. I'm just gonna I'm actually not gonna give my take, but I do want to say this: 17 games. We can all do math. 2 touchdowns a game is 34. And I'm not saying he's gonna get 2 every game. You know, 1 touchdown a game is 17. So 24 is in that middle where he might have some 3 touchdowns, some 2, some 0, some 1. It goes both ways. But I do believe I'm going to put the passing touchdowns a little bit lower than what I really want to say, for the simple fact I'm not saying it's lower than 24 yet. I'm going to let y'all know at the end. But I do believe, you know, a couple drives when they get stalled inside the 15, other quarterbacks will get a passing touchdown. Jalen Hurts scramble it in there. So I think a lot of goal line, 10, 15 yards out from the touchdown, instead of being passing, will be rushing. And that's why I'm going to take a bet with one second. I'm going to take the bet with the entertainer. It's Daniel Jones versus Jalen Hurts on overall touchdowns. So now I'm not talking just passing, because I do believe he's going to get 8 to 12 rushing touchdowns in the season. But go ahead, AK.
no, man, I was just gonna let you know I gotta get going, get to work here. But
Oh, no, shout out to you. I figured it's 57 minutes. We're only going to go 10 more minutes, but hey, we're going to do this again, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through.
yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you having me on. It's an honor being on here with you, dude. It's awesome.
And listen, guys, we got
Not that
166 in the chat. He has his own channel called the Eagles Uncensored Podcast. Go check him out. Watch a video. If you like it, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, thank you, man. And just to let everyone know, too, at 100 subscribers, I'm giving away a free Jalen Hurts jersey. So please go like and subscribe, and let's get to 100 as fast as possible, because it's just hanging up in my closet, man, and I'm so tempted to put it on.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to you, bro.
Thank you for having me on, man. You guys have a good one.
All right. So before I go to the other ones with their over and under, Eric said over and he got around 28. Shout out to y'all. I like some of y'all takes real quick. Where was it? I saw one that was good. Lost it. We got Joshua with 3,800 passing yards. I think he was the one that says 25 touchdowns. I think he said 25 touchdowns, and Birds Nation said 25 touchdowns. Peter said 6 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing in 4 games. Yeah, so just flip that a couple times and you might get it. Hey, Brahim Jones, channel member, you were in the post. You said you were going to be here. What's going on with you, my guy? You were supposed to be here, Brahim. If you still want to come through, we're going to chat it for another 15 to 10 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes. I'm backwards today. It's been a long day. Trust me. Trust me. Come through. Yeah. That's
not
crazy.
fun.
That's not fun. But for those just jumping in here, make sure you hit that like button. It goes a long way for the channel. It's free. It's easy. Don't cost a thing. And the question is, and what the chat is asking, over or under 24 touchdowns. We're going to go into yards and rushing and stuff like that too. But go ahead, Bird Gang. Over under 24.
Over by far. Like, he didn't have no line last year. You see what he did this year. If our lines stay healthy, I'm looking at, kind of like his last year in college type numbers for him. MVP candidate, over 4,000 yards for sure. I'm looking at 35 plus touchdowns easily.
Dang, my man got the ultimate confidence. And this is a guy who's staying in Alabama at the moment. And, he was watching at him in Alabama and stuff like that. So he's been a Jalen Hurts fan prior to him becoming an Eagle. Shout out to Bergang. Go ahead, Vic 3. Over under 24 passing touchdowns.
I'm going to have to say over. He's going to reach that 30 mark. I know he's going to surpass it. But like the same reason why you were saying, there's going to be a lot more rushing touchdowns from the running backs, and he's going to have more leeway to run in there himself. And I think that's what's going to bring it down. So you were right with that. By him running in those touchdowns, that's going to bring his passing down. Whatever bet you have against Daniel Jones, that is easy money, fam.
Let's go. Yeah.
That's in the bank.
That's in the bank. I don't know what we're going to bet. It's going to be some price tag, and we might do some shenanigans as well. Here's my thing. I got Jalen Hurts throwing for 26. I got like 25 to 26 touchdowns. I do have him rushing for a couple too. Probably like 9-ish rushing touchdowns on the season. So he's going to account for, in my book, 34, 35 touchdowns, 25, 26. Again, I got to see how everything comes together. 6 touchdowns in 4 games. Not too shabby. If you just do that math, 4, 6, 12, 18. You know what I mean? Then you add, that's 24. So he's going to be right around there. You know what I mean? If you do 4 times 16, four quarters of 4 times 6. And then you, I totally lost it. 6 times 4. 6 times 4, which is 24. You know what I mean? And then you add a game. So that's 25 exactly, or 24 exactly adding the game. And again, it's been a long day. I've been up since 4:45 in the morning. There you go. That's what I said. After I woke up a little bit, it's 24. I said 25, and there is a 17th game. So he comes in the game 17. Hey, maybe we're so good he's resting. I'm just kidding. We'll see. But yeah, I have him at 25, 26-ish with like 9 rushing, 8 rushing. So he's going to account for a couple. This is a good question. Shout out to Bubba Wallace guy. Let me get the over under. We're going to do total turnovers. Total turnovers. That's fumbles and interceptions. Over under 15. Interceptions and fumbles. I'm going to start with
under 15.
I know. But let's get again, 11 interceptions, 6 fumbles. You're talking about 17 games. That would put him over. I would put him at 17. But go ahead, Vic 3, over under 15. I try to make it a little hard, a little tough. He did fumble a lot. Listen, he does got to clean that up.
Yeah, you're right.
Whether as a quarterback or as the gadget player, he definitely had a fumbling problem. I didn't see that in college, though, so I think it could be fixed. But go ahead, 15.
I think it's probably more scrambling that would get me scared. Someone smacks the ball out of his hand. That's more where he has an issue. I don't think he really has an issue holding the ball while he's running with it. He holds the ball cleanly. It's like I said, it's just when you get that ball out, you just hold it like you're going to throw it all the time. Someone just smacks and wats it out. But I don't want to say that he would have a turnover every game, because that's pretty much on average, 17 games, 15. That's pretty much a turnover a game. I don't think he would do that. Like, that would be wild. But I'm going to have to say under. I'm going to give my man the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go with under.
So you're going to go under. Whew.
Yeah.
Ref Taco said, I have – huh?
I said that's a turnover a game.
Well, there could be a game where he goes 3 games without, but then he has that really horrible Carson Wentz type game where he has 3. Hopefully not. But listen, Ref Taco said I have the same. I don't know if I I don't know if I said it, but he said 10 picks, 5 fumbles. That's interesting. We got a couple people who says under, got us some overs. Before I get to Eric, Phoenix Gamer said 23 turnovers. My God. Birds Nation said 11 interceptions, 4 fumbles. That's right at 15. He said break even. But go ahead, Eric. Over under 15 total turnovers.
Oh, man. Let's just say I like the 15, but I think I might just go like that little bit and say you might have 16.
So you're going to go over, but not by a mile, but over.
Because it's his first full season as a starter. You know, those 4 games were a great sample. It's a new system. So, I mean, we love the coaches. We know we love what they're trying to do. We'll just have to see if it works.
That's true. And in them 4 games, he did have,
6 and 4.
6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But he also had, I know he had fumbles when he was the gadget player. I don't really want to count them in the 4 games. But he had 4 fumbles, 5 fumbles?
Something like that.
So in 4 games, he had 11 or not 10 or 9.
And I think it was like Vic said earlier, you know, it was awful. So he had nothing to deal with and nothing to go on. Scrambling is his, like you said, scrambling is going to be the issue. If he has to scramble, that's where it's at.
All right. And that's why I wanted to say 15. I wanted to make it hard where you could, if you say under, give us the reason why. If you say over, give it. But I didn't want it to be too outlandish, like 20. You can be more confident staying under. I wanted to make it a little difficult, but go ahead, Bird Gang. Over, under, your guy, Jalen Hurts, 15 total turnovers.
Under, man. I think that's.
I knew you were going to say that.
He was playing with the B team last year. Come on now. No line, B team players. I think, maybe 8 picks, 3 fumbles. That's about it. That's all I can give him. I don't think he's going to be very sloppy, I think he's going to tighten it up this year.
Yeah. Shout out to Jalen said over because this is a young team and there will be miscommunications. Plus, I expect us to be down a lot due to our defense not being good. And the more we're down, we're going to ask Jalen to, throw the ball a lot. He said, and try to force things, which is natural for all quarterbacks. And yeah, again, hence the Green Bay Packer game. He came in, threw a touchdown, kind of got us back in the game. It was late. He had to throw, and he threw a pick to end the game. It was one of them picks that really didn't matter because the time was out, but he was trying to force stuff in garbage time. Natica says Eagles will be 12-5. That's crazy. I love the optimism. The optimism. Go ahead, Eric.
And JG did say that the receivers will be able to alter their routes based on what they see. So that's another thing we have to look at as far as the picks. That's all timing and stuff.
Wait, say that again?
Jonathan Gannon said that
that's a secondary. He's a defensive coordinator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was saying the secondary.
He said that they would be able to alter their routes based on what they see. So then that's all about a timing game. So, I guess if it clicks, it clicks. If it doesn't, we could have some issues.
Yeah.
Turnovers.
Again, 17 games. I got Jalen Hurts. When you talk about interceptions and fumbles combined, I got him. I'm right around the 15-ish. Again, I think it's going to be close to 15, or he's going to, like I said, he could come out and have some hiccups early. I hope not. There's too many different components to this team, components that can make us pretty good, or have a hard first 6 games. And we do got some tough competition. In the first 6, we got Chiefs and Tampa Bay. And again, not saying the Chiefs defense is great, but we find ourselves down 21-3. Now Jalen got to throw, and it's more opportunities. So I'm going to go a little over. I think the picks won't be a problem as much as a couple fumbles. And I hope I'm wrong. 15 is hard. It's hard. I want to say around 15, give me 14, 15, 16. So if I was a betting man, I don't bet on the Eagles stuff. You know what I mean? I bet on everything else. I keep my money and my heart away. Pocket and heart is different. I bet with the brain, not with the heart. Like I said, I got the Eagles winning about 8 games, give or take, some losses, some wins. But I do, again, a lot of people say, how can you be confident in a team if you're only going to say 8 games? I mean, that's my guesstimate. But, I see signs that this team could be a lot better than my guess. But I also see signs that any team that's putting this many young, new pieces around each other can have hiccups. And so if we have some hiccups, but we see the trajectory going up, that's the main concern. Yes, I hate the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team. I hate them with a passion. I know some of these people up in here are Giants and Cowboys, all them fans. I want to beat them, but I also just care about the Eagles most. And so if the trajectory is going up, I'll be okay because the Giants been rebuilding for a long time. Washington's been just where you at. And Cowboys, what can go wrong will go wrong. They've had a great team on paper for since Dak Prescott's been in the league. Dak Prescott came in. They had a top 5 rushing attack almost every year. They had receivers every year besides the 8 games before they got Amari Cooper. They had a lot of stuff in Dallas. They were paper champs for the last 5 years, and they got some division championships being paper champs, but not as many as you want. You know what I mean? We got as many division titles in the last 5 years without being paper champs. So we're going to see, but I'm definitely optimistic on just everybody being young. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And part of it is because of the unknown. But shout out to everybody who was giving their takes. I got one more for everybody before we get up out of here. Shout out to the channel members that came through. Brad Hen Jones says, get the likes up for my boy, and definitely B Jones. You got to get on next time. We'll try to do this once a month. Shout out to my guy Eminem said, Mike, doink it to him. Dak is mad overrated right now. I don't know. I mean, I think Dak's a good quarterback. I really do. I don't think he's as great as the Cowboys say, but I think he's a good quarterback. With that being said, let's go to the rookie first round pick, Devonta Smith, going to lead the charge at such a young age, probably the youngest wide receiver in the group, but going to be fed the ball the most likely. Over under 850 yards rookie season. We'll start with whoever wants to go first, actually. Go ahead.
I'll say over. I'll say close to that 1,000 mark.
Close to 1,000, a little under, a little over. How many catches you think he's, or how many catches you think he'll have around?
84? Is that plausible? No. Yeah.
I mean, it's not 84 catches.
Yeah. Probably. No. Yeah. Probably. I don't know. Probably less. Might be around the 60 mark. So we'll say 60 at, I don't know, average of 20 yards a catch.
That's a great average.
That puts you at 1,200 right there.
Yeah.
So
that's way over the 850. But hey.
Yeah. But if you look at it, he's so versatile that you can. I mean, he can get around guys. He's fast.
Yeah.
He's got hands, and he can get a jump ball. So
I hear you on that, but let me just factor in this. Like the deep threats in the league, like the Tyreek Hills and the Deshaun Jacksons back in the day, they were heavy per catch average, and it was still like 17, 18. That's like fantastic. 20 is crazy for a whole season, but I hear what you were saying. You think he's going to go over 850, closing into that 1,000 mark. I ain't mad at the game. He has a lot of and listen, he's a rookie who's going to be asked for a lot. Like if he goes to a different situation, he might be great, versatile, but he might not. He might be a number 2 or 3. But I think we're going to feed him targets. I think him and Dallas Goedert are going to be the go-to guys. Rager's going to, complement them. Same with Travis Fulgham. We're going to need a big body receiver. But all right, go ahead to Burgang 31 over under 850 yards. D. Smith.
Well, I'm going to say over, especially if I got. I think he can get 1,200 yards this year. With close to 100 catches, if not 100 catches. Because we're going to feed it. We're going to have short routes for him, like quick slants and quick screens going to him. And I think, just from the collective overall, he can get 1,200 and be over for sure. And like 10 to 12 touchdowns.
I like it. Vic, what you got? Over, under 850.
I'm going to go over. I don't know if he'll reach 1,000, but the thing is, as soon as he was drafted, he became the number 1 target. You mean that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's pretty much Jalen Hurts' most experienced receiver that he's been playing with. So that right there tells you that Jalen's going to be looking to him often. As you mentioned before, Dallas Goedert is going to be in there too. If we have Ertz, I'm pretty sure he would be another outlet. But yeah, Devonta Smith is going to be that number 1 target, so he's going to get his.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't know why this is doing that. Hold up 1 second. Yeah. Before I give my take, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got a lot of people who said over. Marcus, over. Bubba, over. JJ Fisher said over. Mr. 89 said over 1K season for Devonta Smith. Jalen said between 60 and 70 catches. 12 TDs. Is he high? Come on, Jay. Relax, my guy. Random said drinking and dinking and dacking. And ain't nothing happening. I love it. So a lot of people said over. I'm going to go over too, but I don't think he's going to hit 1,000. I would love to. I think he's going to be close. I got him around that 900 mark. And if you ask me, 880, 920 for a rookie, sign me up. Take the reins and keep building off of that. I got him around there. This is going to, because it was interesting and I want to see the chat was talking about touchdowns. This is going to be the one, right? Touchdowns for Devonta Smith, rookie season. Touchdowns is hard. I think does somebody in the chat let me know what receiver led the league in touchdowns and how many? I think it was Devontae Adams. Let's see. Somebody in the chat let me know. If they know. I know somebody knows. And I'm looking it up in the process. Nobody said it so far.
It was Jefferson, right?
I know he was over 1,000. I don't know if I'm talking about lead the league in touchdowns. Nobody's saying nothing. I mean, they're saying stuff, but not that. I don't know why did it go to that?
Was it Devontae or no?
Was Devontae Adams, but I thought he was
Devontae or Hopkins.
But I don't know how many he had. Let me look it up on my computer.
I want to say Hopkins. I'm trying to think of fantasy. I can't remember.
Jalen said Diggs. Hold on.
Diggs.
What are you in, like 17 or something?
Here we go. So the league leader was Devontae Adams with 20. And 20. Oh, that's in 2020. Yeah, we just came out of 2020. What am I doing? So there we go. The league leader was Devontae Adams with 20. Mike Evans with 15. Tyreek Hill with 15. Travis Kelce with 14. Adam Thielen with 14. Then we had a couple people tied for 12. DK Metcalf, AJ Brown. Stephon Diggs had 10. Tyler Lockett had 10. So you see 20 piece. All the other great receivers, 15, 14, 9. So with that being said, so keep that in the back of your mind. 20 touchdowns from probably one of the best receivers in the game. Rookie season. Over under touchdowns.
How many you said?
7.
Yeah, I heard the slur on that one.
Yeah, because I was gonna say 8, but over under 7 touchdowns.
I thought you were
I'm trying to make it
10.
interesting. Well, you gotta think. Like I said, look. I mean, look at the guys who got 7 touchdowns. You know, Justin Jefferson had 7 touchdowns. Robert Woods, T. Higgins, a couple people who only had 8 was Chris Godwin, Keenan Allen, Calvin Ridley, Gronk had 8, Nelson Aguilar had 8. But you see, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I want to put him in. It's just unfair to say that a rookie is going to just compete with the best, even though they could. And even though Justin Jefferson had a great year, 1,000 yards, he had 7 touchdowns. So I'm putting this over under at 7. I mean, I think Greg Ward led us with 5.
Yeah, I think for the rookie, he's going to end up with his number 6. He's going to have 6. He's not going to reach 7. He'll have 6. That's a good number for a rookie coming through.
There you go. But real quick, shout out to my guy Steven Joyce, 21, prime time channel member. I'm upset that my guy couldn't come on, but hey, he has a lot of responsibilities. We definitely going to get you on the next one. And Jalen, I know you like being in the chat, but you coming on one of these soon. You know what I mean? I need you spitting that fire, Jalen. To Steven chat, much appreciated, my guy. And Jalen said at 7. There you go. Either he was telling I like it. In honor of Steven Choice super chat, we need some of the fantasy info. Yes. Listen, I might have to do a couple leagues because channel members, I do a fantasy football league with channel members. I might try to get one outside, but it's going to be tough, especially with the amount we have now. But cash prize and stuff like that. So with that being said, Vic3 said under 7. You got it close. You said 6, right? Around 6?
Yep. 6.
So you're saying, so what you would say, Devonta Smith, rookie season, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. I'll sign up for that. I mean, I can like more, but if I got that, I would be like, let's go. Let's build off it. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to look at it realistically. You can't let your fandom take over and be like, he's going to have 1,000. Like, you can't. You got to understand where we're at and what the play, where he's at. I would say about 900 yards, maybe high 800, 6 touchdowns. That's a good year for a rookie.
I agree. So now we're going to go over to Eric. What do you got? Over under 7?
I like the 6. He might reach the 7 if he's got an amazing game, but I'm gonna stick with a 6. Like Vic was saying, rookie year. Those are good numbers.
Oh yeah, I was tight thing. Hold up.
What?
No, I was wrong with the touchdown.
Devontae Adams.
Hold on. I don't know why it showed me this. Shout out to everybody who was correcting me.
The key is he's the one. He was the leader. That's all.
Why is it not showing it? No touchdowns, but it's not telling me. I don't know. Anyways, I like y'all. Anyways, let's read the chat. Bergen, go ahead and let me know how many touchdowns over under 7.
like I said before, I'm thinking 12 over. You know, the connection with Jalen and Devonta can have a couple of 3 touchdown games. I watched him play, man. He's a beast. He can get it on that roll and score some touchdowns pretty quick on him. And I know he's a rookie, but he also got an extra year this year. And you know, with that running game, he's gonna get open a lot. You know, people gonna be worried about Jalen running with the ball, Miles running with the ball. He's gonna have a lot of easy touchdowns I see coming this year to him.
Yeah. I wasn't, like I said, I don't think he's going to get over 1,000. I think he's going to be right around that 850, a little bit over that. That's why I did go over there. But I think he's going to find the end zone. I got it a little bit over. I got him having like 7, 8 touchdowns. That's why I picked this 7. I ain't going to be mad if he has 6. Shout out to Victory and Eric's with the 6 pieces. I mean, it could be, but I got him having 8. The guy can find the end zone like no other. Caught a touchdown in a championship. You know, the dude had like 4. What do you have? 3 touchdowns at half in the championship game. Then he hurt. College and NFL was totally different. But I think he has a better chance of doing, not breaking records, but going up and beyond his touchdown ask for a rookie than yards, because I think, again, I'm not one that says his size is going to be that detrimental, but, you know, a guy catching 70 passes, getting hit 70 times at his weight, I mean, it might not be the biggest concern, but it's like, ouch, you know what I mean? It's the NFL. But I think, if anything, he's going to be able to sniff the end zone. So I got about 7 or 8. I ain't mad at the game, though. I said 12 and 5.
To that point, Mike.
There
to
you
that
go,
point, wasn't that the same thing that was said about Deshaun Jackson? Guy his size wouldn't be able to take that punishment, and he's still in the league.
Yeah. For an older receiver, you could see the injuries playing a little bit, but again, but Jackson wasn't the volume. I think we might see a little bit more out of Devontae. I'm hoping Devontae. Devonta Smith. I keep thinking Devontae Adams now. I'm losing it. It's about that time. We over an hour and 27 minutes. I was trying to go an hour. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to you guys for coming through. Steven said, make the league one big, make it harder. You trying to go like an all 32? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's wild. I've never even played in a big league like that, to be honest. I would have to do research. With all that being said,
like you're playing NBA fantasy.
We'll figure something out. With that being said, shout out to all the channel members in the chat. Shout out to the channel members on the screen. Channel member, we got Bergame 31, Eric G at the bottom here, and then we got Vic 3 in the corner. Y'all see him in the chat all the time. Vic 3 is in every chat almost. You know what I mean? We definitely gonna do this more. Jalen, Rome, one more. Steven, we need to get you one too. We can have up to 9. Sometimes we'll do bigger ones, smaller ones, but we're going to do this once a month, maybe twice a month. I'm going to get channel members. Like I said, we got more to go around to, but we can get, it's always good to chop it up with a bunch of different people, get the takes, and shout out to the chat, always coming in with that fire. Got a couple people talking about 12 and 5. Hey, listen, you know what? We go 12 and 5. If we go 12 and 5, I'm just saying this. If we go 12 and 5, I'm going to have to do like the onlyest giveaway at the end of the season, like for real, because I'll be so excited. 12 and 5, nothing's going to faze me. You know what I mean?
That's my prediction.
Would that be good?
That's my prediction. 12 and 5. I keep saying it. I see that many.
I hear you. Listen real quick though. 99 still in the chat, up and down, because we saying our goodbyes. Shout out to you guys. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Also, turn on post notifications before camp starts or before the preseason starts. We will be giving away whatever player you want. It's not going to be capped to a name. I mean, a lot of people are going to want that D Smith, but we will be giving a jersey away. I don't know how we're going to do it, but one of the videos, and it will say it, within the first 3 Way, this is what I do, whether it's hashtag Eagles, whether it's bloody blue blah. It's not going to be nothing crazy. It's going to say comment this so I can take your name and put it in. But we gave away a Hurts jersey. We gave away a Rager jersey, and we will be giving a jersey away before the preseason. Make sure you're there. Get your hands on a jersey. With that being said, go ahead and say your goodbyes. We'll start with Eric. So you got anything to say to everybody in the chat? Appreciate you for coming on.
Appreciate the time. Didn't think I was going to make it. Great content. Great people.
Hey, appreciate you for watching the channel. Be a member of the channel. Much respect, my guy.
Thank you.
Victory. You get everybody know.
Hey, man, appreciate you for letting me come on. Everybody in chat, what's up? AK Eagle 88. Everybody like, subscribe, get on his channel. Philly Fresh, get on that new merch. It is fire. Y'all got to get on that. Get them Yoda shirts. Yeah, man. Thank you for letting me on again.
Facts. Philly Fresh, Yoda in the building. Bird Gang, know what you do on your channel. Let them know. Let them know.
Yeah, you check out my station. My channel, Bergen Nation Sports Talk. We growing. It was also fun being out here with you guys, talking to the Eagles sports with you guys. I love it. Mike, I watch all your stuff. Great content creator right there. So yeah, I feel blessed for being on the show and hope to be on some more with you, big dog.
No problem. We're going to do this monthly. And like I said, you're a content creator, so we could work on a collab anyways, all off the channel member thing. Keep doing your work, man. All consistency pays off. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We still got 80 people in here. Nautica said, have a safe 4th of July weekend. Everybody in the chat, don't do nothing Philly Mike wouldn't do, but y'all see me sometimes on stream, Battlebird podcasts. I've been, you know what I mean? I've been, so don't get worse than me. Last but not least, you heard it first. 3 people said it. Nautica said 12-5. Bird Gang said 12-5. And I believe G7 MBL Gaming with the appreciate y'all for coming through. Until next time, turn on post notifications. If you're new, subscribe, hit the like. Peace.